Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Who We U'd, an unofficial Doctor Who watch-along podcast. Today, we are talking about the third story of The Trial of a Time Lord, Terror of the Vervoids. Before we get into the episode, my name is Ben, and I'm here with my co-host Cam. How you doing today, Cam?
I'm doing good, we're recording this on a Saturday night.
As we usually do.
Shooty Gatwa was on an SNL UK today. He made a funny joke
There's a UK
about
SNL?
yeah, they just started it this year for the first time. Um he made a funny joke about like how millions of people watched him on Sex Education and then 12 people watched him in Doctor Who. And it's like that is a good joke. He also did joke about that he has no idea what the hell is going on with the Billy Piper thing, which is echoing the whole fandom. But everyone's talking about line that's gonna Shooty's gonna come out in a couple of years and he's gonna be a Christopher Eccleston, where he's gonna be really like spicy, where he's gonna be like, oh, I did not like how things went down there. Because that's definitely a scenario where like something happened behind the scenes there.
Or
That's
that made him want to quit early?
yeah. Oh yeah. And as well as like we had the whole like whatever Millie Gibson. I feel like we've
Oh,
pretty
there
much
was that a
known
whole thing, yeah.
that Millie Gibson was gonna be a two-season companion, but then she got show up for the one companion, and then her role got cut. We're gonna talk about this when we get to this. Of course, we're on Terror of the Vervoids now, so we're gonna get to Church on Ruby Road. I don't know, years from now. I can't even comprehend how many years it's gonna be.
Maybe for like 2 or 3. I wanna
Like,
say when we originally started, we estimated like 5 years,
yeah,
and we're on year
we've
we're like 2 and change.
we've been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It's just gonna depend on how many bonus episodes and how much we do of how many episodes we're gonna do with Like Torchwood, are we gonna do one episode? Or are we gonna just split that up into two episodes? But
How many
yeah, no,
books we
I'm doing
read.
good. I would say I'm around a month in of owning this new cat.
Yes.
Um, and I do want to say this funny anecdote of she is now at the point of she loves when I take a bath or when I take a shower, right? So she's at the point now that she's a very curious cat. So she's at a point now where like for you British people out there or non-American listeners, in America we have two shower curtains. We have one shower curtain on the outside and one on the inside of the shower, right? You know what I'm talking about, Ben? As an American,
Sure.
um,
I don't know if that's necessarily universal, but it is a thing.
it's American thing. It's not throughout the
Y
other countries.
you think it's
Um,
universally American?
it is an American thing. Uh, But I just wanna say my cat loves to go in between the 2. So, I'm taking a shower and she's just sitting right next to me on that other middle shower curtain just looking at me.
He hasn't jumped in yet?
No, she has not jumped in yet, and I feel one of these days she's the
He's gonna
curiosity is gonna
try it
kill the
out.
cat. And
There's some
then
cats that love it.
yeah.
Or there's one cat I see on TikTok that, like, has, like, a little plastic tub that sits in the bath,
Yeah.
and they just, like, curl up in the tub like a little boat.
Mm. I always see on Instagram this one kitten that lives on, like, a boat in the middle of the ocean, and, like, they, like, hunt they, like, get, like, they fish for fish. And then, like, they just, like, get, like, that fresh fish and give it to the kitten, and the kitten's, like, so ecstatic that they had, like, this fresh piece of fish. But this isn't
Oh,
this isn't a cat podcast, Ben.
no.
But before we get to talk to you, how are you doing today, Ben? You know?
Uh, I'm doing okay. Still progressing with the spring cleaning. Um, been I'm trying out, Led Zeppelin. Been listening
Mm,
to Led Zeppelin 4. Haven't
mm.
finished the album yet, but
That's crazy. I'm just being like, I'm mid listening to Led Zeppelin for the first time.
I'm listening to it right now. No, I just,
Like,
like, listened to it on the car ride home, and I didn't
yeah.
finish it. Um,
How I honestly don't understand how you could be like, "My first time listening to it, I'm just gonna pause it, I'm good, not listening to the rest
I
of
mean, I guess I
it."
could have sat in my car another 10 minutes
Oh, you
in
have
my
there's a thing called
driveway.
headphones, Ben? The speakers?
Yeah, just haven't gotten back to it. But Stairway to Heaven, I
Yeah.
I listened to it. I got like halfway,
Mm.
and then like a few days went by, and I said, "All right, I'll just start from the top." So now I'm back to that halfway point. So I listened to the first half twice, and the second half not at all. Um, but Stairway to Heaven is very good.
Oh, yeah. I love Black Dog on that record and rock and roll.
Are you a Led Zeppelin
I would
fan?
never say I never gone down the rabbit hole. I have listened to Led Zeppelin, like, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but I haven't, like I would never say that I'm, like, a Led Zeppelin fan, you
Yeah.
know? I'm more just, like, a casual fan. I'm like, I dig it. It's not, like, my favorite thing in the world. I don't, like, connect to it,
Mhm.
like I do some other musicians. I'm not like it's not like Robert Plant still, like, tours, and I'm not like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm so heartbroken that I haven't seen Robert Plant." Like, The Who is similar where it's like Roger Daltrey is still touring, and The Who did their whole last farewell tour last year. I'm like, I like The Who, but I'm not like, "Oh, yeah, I need to see The Who."
Yeah. Yeah. Led
Have you listened
Zeppelin and,
to have you listened to The Who at all?
I mean, I might have caught something on the radio, but not at it hasn't been an active choice I've made to listen to it
Mm,
to them.
mm. No, one day, Ben. Can you hear my printer? My cat turned on my printer.
I cannot. No.
Um, no, one day, Ben. I'm gonna get you into King Crimson. One of these days.
One of these days.
Like, I don't know why you haven't given it a shot.
I just have like I don't know,
Cause like,
OCD thing. I get
yeah,
like I've listened to nothing but Pink Floyd and Beatles
yeah,
for like 4 or 5 months. That's it.
yeah. I think there's a world that you would really
I'm
like King
just in that
Crimson.
mode.
Um, because of that, I'm in that. I've been in that mode for the past like 2 years of just like loving King Crimson as my band. Um,
I
just
had
slowly
a
going through their discography.
I had a teenager stop me in a parking garage because I had a Pink Floyd shirt on, and we talked about Pink Floyd for like 10 minutes, and he said,
He was like,
"Oh,"
"Oh, momentary lapse of reason. That shit's the dopest."
he said, "Oh, do you listen to anything else like that, like King Crimson or" uh he listed
Yes.
off like 5. Yeah, Yes, I think was one.
Yeah.
Bunch of stuff that I'm aware of
Yeah.
that, hey, I'll probably like that at some point, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
You gotta go down the prog rabbit hole, Ben.
Yeah.
There's the prog stuff. There's some great stuff in the prog. Yes is definitely my the there's on my list of bands I want to listen to. Yes is definitely on like the next thing. I really want to go down Tool, which is a metal progressive band, and that's a band I really
I've
want to
had my mother
do a
recommend
deep dive into.
Tool to me.
Your mother?
Yeah.
That's insane.
She likes rock.
She likes metal?
Yeah. Both
That's so interesting.
my father, Led Zeppelin and Robert Plant are like his favorites.
Yeah.
Um they're up there for my mother, but I don't think it's her favorites.
Mm,
She said, yeah, she likes the heavy
yeah.
kind of stuff.
But this isn't a music podcast.
Not yet. It's been a while since I've like we used to talk about like the score for the episodes, I feel like, but the last couple dozen, I feel like it's been pretty unremarkable.
Like, what do you mean?
Like the music in the episodes here.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. But that's
It's
also
very
just like
rarely exceptional or terrible at this
that's
point.
I think that's kind of just a lot of the '80s Doctor Who music. Like, it did Dudley Simpson is just so good as a composer
Yes,
that the show really has a hard time recovering after that point.
like a lot of,
Yeah.
the crew
Doctor Who,
here.
that is like a lot of classic Doctor Who, it's like it peaks during that Tom Baker run, and then it's like it's been a slow decline ever since. But of
Just
course,
a little
that's
bit.
that's integral to this era because like this is of course Terror of the Vervoids and like the trial season is like and just Sixth Doctor in a whole. It's like this is around the same time when like the VHSs were becoming a thing and fanzines were becoming a thing, and it's like these these fans were saying like, "Hey, I grew up with it during the Tom Baker run." And it's not as good as it used to be. And now it's not just a nostalgia thing. I can go back and watch it. And now I know that like
Yeah.
this stuff is not as good. This isn't as good as this old shit, you know? Which is kind of similar to like how a lot of people that's my age, or I should say our age, but I'm more thinking about me because I grew up with Doctor Who. Of
Yeah.
just like, I a lot of people just been talking about like that early Russell stuff and the Moffat run and just like idolizing it and just putting in such a high chair while we have the Jodie stuff and the Shooty stuff, which a lot of people just draw comparisons to. It's not as good as it used to be.
So if the David Tennant stuff was missing episodes, you think Jodie would be, like, great in comparison?
No, but
If we
I
didn't
think
have
it's just
anything to
one.
compare it to?
I think it's one of those things where us as the fandom, it's just like we just always just wanted to go back to when it was great, you know? And of course, Doctor Who will always have peaks and valleys just because of creative behind the scenes as well as just the times, you know.
Was Shooty a peak or a valley?
Depends on the episode.
It's
I
a lotta, like,
I
little peaks and little
yeah,
valleys?
yeah, I definitely would say that I liked Russell T Davies 2. If we're saying Russell T Davies 2 is over, right? I liked it better than Chibnall with Jodie.
Yeah.
Because it's like with Jodie, it's just like you're gonna get to Jodie. It's like Jodie is a lot similar to the Fifth Doctor, but he never had a story as good as Gabe's. So imagine if you watch Jodie. I mean, imagine if you watch Peter Davison. It doesn't have any story as good as both Urshok and Kizar and Azani.
It's just kind of they all blend together.
They all blend together. It's okay, and she's not really like she's good, but she's not like a really standout Doctor. As well as the companions, like the companions are solid, but they're not like, oh yeah, that's my favorite. Like it's very funny how like sometimes the show echoes, as like I was saying before with the fandom and nostalgia. And
Wonder what the consensus of for 13 Big Finish is, if people like that.
I think a lot of people are just like Big Finish had not Big Finish, sorry. Jodie, the Jodie and the 13th Doctor has its hardcore fan base that really loves the 13th Doctor and Yaz. And they're catering to that demographic. And I'm happy for them. Um
That's not you, though?
That's not me. I was much more excited about doing stuff with the Fugitive Doctor, but then I was like a lot of people, I think I was a little bit disappointed when it's like, oh, we have this Fugitive Doctor. Not to get too much into it, of course, from spoilers, but like, it's like, oh, this doctor can do like it can do like it doesn't have to conform to as much to canon, right? And then of course the first box that's like, it's the Fugitive Doctor versus the Daleks. It's like, great. That's exactly what I wanted.
I guess we'll see. But Cam, Terror
Yes.
of the Vervoids was
Yes.
broadcast November 1st through November 22nd, 1986 on BBC One. This was written by Pip and Jane Baker, the husband and wife team who previously did Mark of the Rani.
Mm.
They're back a season later. This was directed by Chris Clow. I'm gonna guess that's how you pronounce it. Who will also direct Ultimate Foe, Delta and the Bannerman, Dragonfire, Happiness Patrol, and Silver Nemesis. So a lot of stuff going forward. But this is his first.
Mm.
Produced by John Nathan Turner. Any other? behind the scenes things of note?
Not really. I did. This is one of those episodes where I did not have time to watch the behind the scenes documentary, so I don't have too much to say. Um, of course, the big thing here is that it's Bonnie Langford's first episode.
I'm just quickly looking on the TARDIS wiki. There's a note here. Eric Sayward was astounded at the casting of Bonnie Langford as Mel. But Cam, what did you think of Terror of the Vervoids?
So just like all of Trial of a Time Lord, I have never seen Terror of the Vervoids. Yeah, I found the story to be very much like this is a very average of the road meh Doctor Who story. There's nothing really special with Terror of the Vervoids. We get the introduction of Mel, and Mel's fine. Mel's just
Mhm.
like an average companion at the end of the day right now. Uh and it's like, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but there's nothing special with Terror of the Vervoids. It's just this it's here is Doctor Who and goodbye. That's all it is. It's not reinventing the wheel at all. And especially like we're talking about this is season 23, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, this is
Correct.
23. So it's like the show needs to do something more than this if we're on the 23rd season. This feels like a story that you could have seen Patrick Troughton in a lot of the stuff in this story. And it wouldn't really change it that much.
I can totally picture Pat and Jamie running around on this space station or a ship
Yeah.
in black and white very easily.
And when you're dealing with that was 20 years ago, that's not a good sign.
uh
What did you think of it?
yeah, it was very whatever. That's fine. It's not offensively bad. The Vervoids are completely uninteresting. There starts to be like this like mystery, like, oh, who is it? But it doesn't. I don't ever really get invested. The most interesting thing here, uh, and also the least interesting thing here, is probably Mel. This is her first story, but it's not really an introduction. This is a future projection.
Yeah.
We
Which
don't know
all right,
how she got
I don't get
here.
I don't get that part of the story. Can we talk about that now?
Sure.
How the fuck does the doctor know about this? Because he knows about it. He pulls it up for evidence. He's like, "Oh, remember, I would pull up my future self," and they pull the story up. It's like,
Well,
how?
the doctor, he keeps pausing it and is like, "Wait a minute, this is not how I remember it." He said he like reviewed the footage earlier. So there was probably like, all right, timeout. Here's this matrix that exists outside of time with my whole timeline. Let me look through it and see what's a good one to make my case.
Yeah.
So and you pick this. Yep, let me look through it. Yep, that's good. All right. Let me broadcast it for you, Inquisitor. So he probably had some time to just look at the Matrix and find something good. Mel is here, and I don't know who she is. She's just a girl who screams.
But boy, can she scream.
Sure. And that, if it was 1967, that would be fantastic in a companion. However,
Yes.
it is 1986, and I want a little bit more from our leading lady than she's got a good scream.
Do they mention at all that she's like a computer programmer at all in this story?
I think they mention offhand she's a programmer. I might have just our knowledge absorbed from a TARDIS wiki. Actually, I can look at the transcript right here. They mentioned she's got a photographic memory a few times.
Because that's the thing about Mel is that she is like supposed to be extremely smart, right? But you don't really get that in the story. Of just like she's just like a very average Doctor Who companion that
Yeah.
screams a lot.
I mean, I will give her, she's not like a damsel in distress. She's like, I mean, some of this is like being, manipulated footage where the doctor's like, I'm good. You go ahead, Mel." Um, but she is like doing stuff on her own, which is
Yeah.
always good to see in a companion who isn't just like, "What's that, doctor?"
I would say that, like, a lot of times, like we've been talking about, a lot of the times when Duck 2 makes a change, it's a reactionary change. And I
Yeah.
definitely think that Mel is another reactionary change from Perry.
Yeah.
That Perry is much more for the dads. Like they I think they try to do that with Perry. But with Mel, it's less of that. It's much more for Mel Bush definitely feels much more like a companion for children, if that makes sense. She's much more innocent and much
Yeah,
more
she
like
seems I've seen, like, literally photos of her. She had until I watched this story,
yeah,
just photos, I hadn't heard her. She Yeah, she seems younger than I imagined she was, like,
yeah.
a very high-pitched voice, very, like, youthful. I could see her, yeah, working for children per se.
Perry, they did sexualize in some ways with just what Perry was wearing, but and also in the stories itself, every fucking guy was creepy on Perry.
Yes.
Um, but Mel's not. They're not doing that with Mel. You know.
No. The only kind of little bit of, like, I don't know, the problem is of having her first story be your regular old everyday Doctor Who story is we don't get to see, like, who she really is.
Hey, no, hey, why? What do we get to find out about her from her literal opening? Is that guess what? She cares about the doctor. Two, she loves fitness, and three, she loves couches.
I
like,
guess. I
and I do find it. I think that her and Colin do have a good back and forth in that opening scene of just and Colin is good when he says like carrot juice. Like it's a good counter to like bratty Sixth Doctor the season prior that now he's getting like abused on this like motorcycle like this what do you call it like this exercise cycle
like an
and having to
elliptical.
drink carrot juice and arguing with Mel
Yeah.
that like but my eyes are perfect and she's like drink up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little less abusive. I still feel like her character archetype is not perfectly suited to be alongside 6.
No, no.
And
But
maybe
again,
she'll be better with 7, but
but again, the whole thing with that is that you're gonna find out in a couple of weeks from now when you talk about Big Finish of like the only thing that can really contradict a Colin Baker Sixth Doctor is this old woman professor that can tell him where to shove it.
yeah, I
And a
feel
talking
like
penguin. Like you you need you need
he
those
needs
type of
someone,
companions for the
yeah,
Sixth Doctor.
who can take, uh, his abuse and dish out some of their own, like
Yeah,
a cranky old woman or something like that,
or a talking penguin.
or a talking penguin. Why not? Um, but at the end of the day, we got what we got.
Hmm.
I don't dislike her, but I can't say that I've grown attached to her.
I think it's important to talk about the bigger context here that she is a big star. Not I shouldn't maybe big is
Is she
too much, but she is a well-known actor and like a performer in Britain.
prior to this?
Prior to this, as well as after this is why they brought her back. It wasn't because everyone loved Mel; it was because people know who Bonnie Langford is.
I feel like,
Maybe not everybody, maybe just people that are over 50 like Russell T Davies. Like
yeah. Spoiler, I have watched the next story,
yeah.
and I feel like we need to get back to, like, the Sarah Jane kinda companion period, but also having having the doctors and companions, like, overlap their tenures a little bit better. Like,
Yeah.
when Colin's gone and we have a new doctor, Like, I'm not gonna say, "Yeah, there's Mel, who I know and I love, and now we're introducing this new character." It's gonna be a new character and someone else also don't care about yet.
Yeah,
We had the similar I mean, Perry kinda dodged that because Cades of Androzani was so fucking good,
yeah.
but, like, having, it was a mostly similar thing with, like, Nissa and Adric and Tegan,
Mhm.
but Sarah Jane, where, like, okay, we love her in 11, season 11, and now we get Tom, new doctor, but we still like Sarah. So even
Yeah.
if we don't love Tom right away, we have something we can fall back on to want
Yeah.
to continue watching. Or even like the Brigadier is
Yeah.
in season 7. Like yeah, I like the Brigadier.
But then the big one is Rose, that we stay with Rose when 9 regenerates into
Yeah.
10, and that's, like, the next thing that happens, and then we get that with Clara too, but I think it's less successful with Clara because Clara is similar, where it's like we only have half a season with Clara, and then he gets to be changed to Peter Capaldi. Spoilers.
I think that's a good format that's underutilized.
Yeah, but I also do like it, like, when a companion and a doctor. But I do like a new companion, new doctor at the same time, where it's like, okay, we're getting introduced. It acts like a reboot of the show, where it's like this is a jumping on point for everybody. Where it's like this is the doctor is now doesn't know who he is, and he's meeting this new companion. I think it's probably doesn't help that like you haven't seen 11th Hour yet. 11th Hour is the one that I'm thinking of. That's like that shows that it works so well. That's the first one with Matt Smith and Karen Gillan as Amy Pond. Like that one is like it's perfect. So it's like
I mean, yeah, maybe that'll work too. It's just like having this weird little
yeah.
tale in the season before where we get a new companion but the same doctor. It feels weird to
This one
me.
it's hard because it's not like Peter. It's not like Jonathan. It's just it's not like John Nathan Turner knew when he cast
True,
Mel
true.
that Colin was only going to have 6 episodes with Mel, and then he would have to go and fire him.
Yeah. I guess that is true. I did see that before that whole um snafu happened. They were planning on having, because it's in the future, a Mel introduction story at some point with Colin. Eric Sayward or someone has said in an interview like, "Oh yeah, we were planning on that." Whether or not that's
Yeah,
true is a different story, but
I assume it's in Big Finish. It must be. Big Finish must have covered it.
um I out of curiosity, I googled it. I think there's like a book. Yeah. I don't know which it is, but there's like a book that is
Mm,
like the doctor, of course, because of time travel, already knows her, but like this is Mel's first
mm.
meeting with the doctor.
But yeah, like to go back to Terror of the Vervoids as a whole,
Yeah, we have barely touched on it, I feel like, other than Mel.
it's but that's part of the issue with Terror of the Vervoids is that it's just not an interesting story to talk about even. Like it's just it's very much like Pip and Jane Baker got like, all right, this is what a Doctor Who episode should be like, and decided to make an episode that's very similar to that.
Yeah.
There's nothing really exciting or there's not a new twist on the format here with Terror of the Vervoids. It's just very much here's a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah. Do you like it better than their last outing?
Like a little bit just because I didn't care at all for the last one, but like I don't think it's like that much better.
I'm realizing now we're gonna get a lot of them because they finished the
Yeah.
Ultimate Foe after Robert Holmes passes, and then they also write Time in the Rani.
Yeah, and that's also they that's before even Andrew Cotmel, the next script editor, is hired on as script editor. They write that script.
So we can look forward to more of them.
Yeah.
Their writing style.
For some reason, John Nathan Turner was like, these guys are reliable.
Yeah.
I can trust them to come out with a script. But I guess like he just has that bad he put himself in a bad spot just because it's like Eric Saber, of course, like we'll talk about more next episode. That Eric Saber has a big falling out, so that it's like you're not gonna go to the Philip Martin, I think, is the guy that wrote the 2 Seal episodes. You're not gonna go to him of like to start your new doctor out or to fix the series. It's like, and then like last episode, like, even last season, it's like you're not gonna go to the guy that wrote Time Lash.
Yeah, we're running out of good writers.
And then like the main one literally was just passed. So it's just like he put himself in a hard choice. But that's why we needed somebody like an Andrew Copman to come in that was able to bring in new blood to the writers' room. Not writers' room, but just the scripts. Just like what the show needs now.
Where's Terrence Dix when you need him?
Yeah, no, he's too busy. At this point, I think he's too busy writing Target novels.
What do you think of the design of the Vervoids?
Like,
Slash, what
it's
do you
not
think of them in general?
like the design of them. It's like it. There's definitely sexual imagery when it comes to Vervoids.
A little bit.
Uh, like I know it's
I mean,
supposed
it's
to be a
just like a
plant,
flower. Like if
but again,
what is that like?
there is flowers and the human body. There's imagery that they share both, if you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
So like I might just be a little bit of a pervert brain, but that's all I'm seeing when I see the real voice.
You might just be
And it's like
pervert brain.
it's not badly designed per se. Definitely they are somewhat of an iconic design monster. Like I would say, like of course, like I think I've mentioned this before. Of like what tells you if it's a good Doctor Who monster is that if it would make a good toy. And the Vervoids would make a good toy, even though I think parents would be a little bit scared by what the toy looks like.
I think they should have
Um,
integrated the mouse a little bit better. Having just like
yeah,
the mask move a little bit like this doesn't look good.
yeah.
It's kind of a
But
cheap looking thing in general, I would say.
I don't think it looks that cheap compared to some other masks and stuff we have
I
in
mean,
classic Doctor
it could always be worse. You're right.
Who. I would say, you know what? Let's talk about this with the Terror of the Vervoids, right? I would say I felt like this was the first time in the trial this season where when we cut back to the trial stuff, I don't think it really added that much to the story. I
I
wasn't
mean,
like, "Oh,
there's
what's
like
happening with the
a
trial stuff?" The trial stuff wasn't really the 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 story itself wasn't interesting, and the trial stuff did not help at all.
yeah. I mean, at this point, the trial room rhetoric of like, no, this has been tampered with. It's getting a little bit old.
Yeah,
Like
most definitely.
that's what they've been saying every episode for the last 10 episodes. Like,
Yeah,
we get it. The Matrix is just fucked.
yeah,
Um, there is. I'm assuming you watched the broadcast version, right? There
yeah.
is like a in the new collection box set a version of this that has the trial room parts removed
Interesting.
to be a little bit more cohesive. It's like a special edition or whatever. I wonder what that experience would be like. I will say I think the first part of this was okay. And then it kind of dropped off quickly.
Yeah,
Like having
but
Mel's
like that's a lot of
introduction and
yeah,
then like a little bit of like Colin Baker narration setting the stage was kind of nice, kind of neat, but then it falls off very quickly. But how was Colin this
eh,
episode?
he's fine.
This
Um,
isn't his best performance yet, like you said
no,
last
it's not.
time.
It's not his best
I think,
performance yet, but also like I've grown to like him this season. I think this season he's much better than he was last season. I think them tampering down the cockiness of the Sixth Doctor does work.
yeah,
I still think that Colin Baker was rightfully casted in the role. I think he does have that Doctor energy to him. I just, if he was given a good script, I think he could be a great Doctor, which Big Finish proves.
yes. Is that it?
Yeah, basically, how
I
to make the
mean,
story better. Just want to get to that.
yeah, yeah.
What it would make Terror the Vervoids better?
I feel like the Vervoids, they need to be, like, scarier. They're just kind of they're just kinda green guys who
They need to
strangle
have
you.
a more of a presence in the story itself, you
Yeah,
know?
they're not in it till, like, halfway through.
And, like, even when they're in it, it's not like I'm not like, I look at them like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared that they're on the screen right now." It's like there's no tension there when you see the Vervoids. They should have a weight to them, you know?
And how they're ultimately dispatched with is very underwhelming.
Yeah.
They're just like, "Oh, throw down this thing, and there's gas, and it accelerates their aging or something, and they just die," and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, this story, just make it be more routine Doctor Who. Make it be a base under siege and really lean into that the Vervoids are taking over this spaceship and like we're closing down the base one by one and they're taking over the people and it's like really make this
Yeah,
like
give it
be
more
like
like
a
Ark in Space vibes.
yeah, but also, like, have it be, like, tension that, like, "Oh my god, we lost this part of the base." N Not base, but we lost this part of the spaceship, now we have to move on to this stuff, and we have to lock it down, and, oh, they're getting past the vault, like, give us, like, some momentum here. Bureau of the Vervoids is lacking any type of
Yeah.
momentum.
I think the story Pip and Jane Baker wanted to tell was like a detective, like,
Yeah.
there's all these cast of characters and, "Oh, which one is killing these people? Who is it this mysterious detective? Is it the, captain? Who could it be?" And
Yeah.
no one is very interesting. Um,
No, that's the problem with something like
and there's,
that, like
twists
yeah,
that don't really make do anything for me, like "Oh, this is actually like a coup, and we're taking over the ship," and it's like
yeah.
a completely separate thing than what's happening with the Vervoids. Is I don't know. Feels like there's too many moving parts.
But, like, to make those murder mystery stories work, you really need a vivid cast of characters that you really care about
Ooh,
and that you really despise some, you love some, and then like there's twists and turns in the story, like the Knives Out movies, right? Those movies have
yeah.
such like every character in those movies, and you know, like oh, they're gonna do this or that's gonna do that, and the whole time you're thinking, who did it? That's this. Taylor Railways have none of that with the side characters.
Even if this was more like a robot story, that would have been
Yeah,
better,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where having, like, an interesting cast of characters fighting against together this alien presence. I don't know. More allusions to, off-screen adventures where the captain already knows the doctor, and he's like, "Ah, you
Yeah.
again? What bullshit are you gonna cause?" Which really that's just a reason for the doctor to be trusted at all in this scenario and not a stowaway or a hijacker or anything. He's like, "Oh, I know you are the doctor and you're a good guy and you're gonna help us no
Yeah.
matter what." Ugh. Special effects.
Awesome special effects. What's the best one? My special effect. Best special effect, Ben. I'm gonna say it. It's Bonnie Langford scream.
I would have said uh the part 2 cliffhanger, that
Yeah,
woman who has like the vines on her that are like pulsing.
I would agree.
That's kind of legitimately horrific. Actually, I'm literally remembering now that they're a thing. Uh oh, here's something I want to talk about. There is who are those guys? Who are those guys? The Megarians,
Mm,
uh, who have like those masks.
yeah,
They're part of the coup, but that doesn't matter. They're kind of neat. First thing, I like their design. Um, Second thing, they have a translator thing, which seems to conflict with the fact that up until now everybody speaks English because the TARDIS. Um,
yeah.
but setting that aside, I hate that like there there's what I'm talking about probably is one of them is an imposter and he doesn't use the translator. And I said, "Oh, so that's something noteworthy. That's going to come back later." And
Yeah.
a minute later, we're back in the trial room and he's like, "In case you didn't see it, let me run it back for you. Look, you see that? Here's exactly what that means." And I'm a big fan of detective stories.
Yeah.
Like, and the best detective stories are ones where you, the viewer or reader or whatever, have a chance to figure it out before the detective does.
Yeah.
And that scene kind of robs us of any critical
Yeah.
thinking that could be happening. It's just all spelled out before it's even relevant, before it even needs to be spelled out at the end. Like,
Mhm.
just immediate, here's what that means. Okay, and now he's dead.
Wow. So you tell me Jane and Pip Baker does not trust their audience.
No. I mean, their audience is children, so I
Yeah.
understand the desire to do that, but
Yeah.
it kind of hurts the pacing. It
Mhm.
hurts the tension. Eh,
I do also want to point out something that we did not talk about before we get on to worst special effect is Colin has a new costume this episode.
I
Did you
mean,
notice?
oh, is it? Or is it just catching up with his trial costume?
So it's like he has like a new waistcoat as well as a new like bandana or Ashcroft, whatever you call it. It's now like he has like a yellow Ashcroft, whatever scarf, whatever he has on his.
Oh, and it's like a purpley vest.
Yeah, it's more purple and pink. I don't
Still
like
that
it. I like
damn
his.
coat.
I like I like the other one better. I don't think this one looks. I like his season 21 look and or sorry, season 22 look. I guess it's also season 21, but season 22 look or the even like the first half with like the red
Like,
polka dot one.
yeah.
I like better than this one.
Have the blue, the red, and now I guess it's past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Slightly tweaked for each time. Eh.
But what's the worst effect, Ben?
Uh Other than the Vervoids.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything off the top of my head except for maybe the spaceship stuff
Oh, I totally
of the actual spaceship.
I barely remember this episode. It just kind of flew by. Good special effect. Black hole. I thought that actually looked kind of cool.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess the black hole stuff does look cool. It's just the spaceship itself I don't think looks
Yeah,
particularly good.
but having like this like almost kaleidoscopic swirls, it was
Yeah.
kind of neat looking.
Cliffhangers, Ben?
Yeah. Um, Number one, Mel goes to investigate the hydroponic center and meets a guard who escorts her in, who ends up electrocuted, and Mel screams.
That's the first Mel scream. Let's go. We did it. We made it to Mel scream.
Just you wait, because number two is the doctor and Mel enter the isolation room to find a half plant woman, face covered in pulsing vines, and Mel screams again. Three, the doctor explains to Lasky that her companion Bruchner is piloting the ship into a black hole. Oh no! And then, four, back in the trial, the Valyard states that the charges have changed now to one of genocide because he killed all the Vervoids.
Dun dun dun.
What's he gonna do now?
Best one's the Pachu, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, Cam, how would you rate Terror of the Vervoids?
I just want to point out before we get to our rankings and ratings, I always like to point out, like, oh yeah, this is Russell C Davies' favorite episode. This is Chris Chibnall's favorite episode. This is Moffat's favorite episode. Uh, Famously, Ben, I'm gonna send you the link to it now on YouTube. If you look up Chris Chibnall on Open Air 1986, there's a teenage Chris Chibnall went on TV to talk about how much he did not like this season of Doctor Who. In it, he talks to Jane and Pip Baker, and he mentions, "Do you think that Terror of the Vervoids was just a very general, basic, like non like imaginative episode of Doctor Who?" He literally asked him that point blank.
Interesting.
It's crazy, and also has been used so much in the fandom just to be like, "Wow, wow, Chris, this is kind of similar to what you this the complaint your complaints is kind of similar to your scripts."
But how would you rate Terror of the Vervoids?
uh it's actually kind of hard for me because it's not like I hated this story, but it's not like I loved it or liked it even. Like you mentioned to me previously, it's like, do I like it more than Mark of the Rani? And like, I like it a little bit more than Mark of the Rani. Do I like it more than Two Doctors? I prefer the Two Doctors. Do I like it more than the Mysterious Planet? That's hard.
I think
That's
it's
very hard.
I think it's the worst this season.
Yeah, I think it is too, but I don't think it's that off from Mysterious Planet, so I'm gonna go 5.6. Like it's both they're both in the general ballpark, I would say, of episodes mediocreness.
Let's see.
But I think that I prefer at least some of the stuff in the Mysterious Planet more than to what was this episode.
I'll go 5.3 for an average rating of 5.45. And
Join us next
polls,
week. Oh yeah,
it's
polls.
it's 8 of
Oh
8,
yeah,
or no, it's like 4 of 8 or something. I don't know. Doctor Who magazine, it treats all the trial like it's just one story.
yeah.
Uh,
Stop that, Doctor Magazine.
Stop it.
All right, Ben. Join us next week. The Ultimate Foe. The end of the Trial of Time Lords. Ends of Colin Baker.
Oh boy.
I know you're gonna miss him, Ben.
A little bit. Yeah. I'm feeling we'll talk about it next story. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Peace out, everyone.